Now we are joined from Michelle Mobby again. Now, Michelle, you are live on location. Where are you today?
I'm at our beautiful, glamorous, I have to say, Castlefield showroom. We're right in the heart of the sort of the new design district in Toronto called Castlefield and Caledonia. And we have a really lovely showroom here. If you want to see luxury design in kitchens, this is the place to come and meet us.
Wow, that's amazing. You were just meeting with a client.
Right. We just did one of our feasibility studies for our clients where we basically take, their home and talk to them about how we can help them get their renovation dream.
Yeah, and it really brings the dream to reality, doesn't it? I mean, you find a way to take all the ideas out of people's minds. You put it on paper. You do incredible design sketches. I mean, I was blown away when I saw it last time. So it was amazing. Great work. Great work.
Yeah, no, it went really well. I think they're going through to a design contract, which is fantastic. So
excellent. So let's talk about we're back on our trend of unleash your dream kitchen. Today we're talking about what I'm going to refer to as the jewelry of the kitchen, the accents. Now this is just me. You're the expert, Michelle. So what do we do and what's happening with things like hardware, things like lighting, things like backsplashes? It seems to me that this is the way to really put your touches, your finishing touches, really put your personality into the kitchen. Is that the case?
Absolutely. And one of the things that we really take very seriously at Georgian is those little details. The details, who was it who said the details are not the details are the design. And when you add those little tiny things that most people wouldn't think of, most people, not even most designers would think of, but when you put those little details on, you take your design from here to here. It also really allows you to personalize it. And as you said, like there's different ways that we can do it, but some of the strongest and maybe our favorite ways of doing it are through things like your hardware, your lighting, your countertops and your backsplash. I got to tell you, lighting is probably one of the most important things you can do in a space. When I was in design school way back, almost 25 years ago.
Oh, surely it was just a few years ago for sure.
That's like the lighting courses that we have to take and learning about lumens and foot candles and all this, all this sort of thing. It really is a way to actually turn your design around. And it's not just by using, your 3 levels of lighting that you need to, but it's the accent lighting. And whether that's hidden, revealed lighting, under cabinet lighting, toe kick lighting, or just that beautiful chandelier or, lighting fixture that is a piece of art in its own, that really helps take your design to the next level. It's one of my favorite ways of putting that final touch on. It's like putting on a pair of earrings or a necklace. It is the jewelry.
Now,
and on top, sorry.
No, I was just going to ask, is there, let's speak specifically about lighting for a second. There's been so much technology in the construction world, in the renovation world, in the dream home world. Is there any technology that's really taking lighting by storm?
Well, LED lighting has changed everything. Mm-hmm. And I really think you're going to see lighting and the way that we produce light. You're already seeing it, but lighting is going to change. Even till now, we're basically doing a replacement bulb for that incandescent bulb that was, who invented the light bulb? Was it Edison?
Edison, yes.
Edison. It's that typical, light bulb. We call it an A-type, that is really where our lighting is still we're using LED technology, but it's really a totally different animal. And I'm sure everybody's seen that, those little tiny squares in a light fixture, that's your light. LED stands for light emitting diode. So basically it glows and that's what creates the light. But you'll see now, we've even got a piece in our showroom here where it's a very sculptural, very thin piece of light that is the light. So because LEDs are so small and they take up so little space, they're becoming very sculptural. So I would say, 10, 20 years from now, lighting is going to look very, very different because of that LED technology. I mean, there'll probably be something even better that comes along, but the fact that it's so small, it takes us away from that incandescent, that burning filament that has to be a certain size and gets really hot and affects the way that we design. So that's really exciting to me.
And that makes a big difference. Like you said, when you don't have to have a certain light fixture be a certain size, when you can sculpt it and it gives a completely different feeling and it emits a completely different type of light. So that's fantastic. What about, talk to me about backsplashes. I love backsplashes. I get excited when I see a really cool backsplash. To me, it's kind of like that ultimate personality that someone can express, but it's subtle, but it definitely communicates a message, doesn't it?
Absolutely, and that's the thing, is you can choose to make your backsplash subtle, or you can make it really a statement. And both can be a statement, but you can take it to be like a design phenomenon going on. Everybody loves, slab backsplashes are really big right now, especially when you do the book matching, which means that from the countertop you continue the same material on your backsplash, and then you have that veining running through. I mean, that's still huge. Book matching, even in places, like with patterns, and we really love to show how gorgeous and luxurious it is, but it's also luxurious in a very sort of subtle and elegant way. If you want something really phenomenal as well, the mosaics that are out there are beautiful too, just pattern and color. I mean, there's ones out there that have 22 karat gold in it. I learned that you can't do 24 karat because something to do with the heating process. When they're fusing it, it actually discolors it, so you're better off using 22 karat gold. Anyways, a little thing that I learned.
We'll call that Michelle's fun fact.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Well, one of the things I'm not sure if many people know this about it, but when you are a registered interior designer, like all of have either your BA or have gone through, you have to do continuing education points. That's why I know so much, because I have to continually every single year do education to further my knowledge. And I personally love it. I could be a perpetual student. And what's great about my business is I am continually learning either new products that are out there, new technology, or just things that I haven't discovered yet. It's great.
Well, one of the things I noticed too with some of the backsplashes you guys are doing is, yes, you can go, this is again back to the design element, which I think is so key. Like, sometimes it's a question of having the beautiful tile, for sure. But sometimes, just the way one of them you showed recently, how you did a herringbone finish on the backsplash instead of a straight tile. To me, those are the kinds of details that, I certainly wouldn't think of that. The average person doesn't think of those little details that, my gosh, just pop when it's all said and done.
It does. And that's what I mean. Like, the details just make the design. And I'm glad that you guys don't think of that, because otherwise I wouldn't have a job doing this full time. If, that's our job, is to continually sort of, try and stretch things and go to the next level with everything. And I love little tiny subtle details that most people wouldn't think of. Makes me happy.
Michelle, what we recommend is that for people to book a design consultation, in order for them to really, that's the first step for everyone. Everyone who walks through the doors, whether it's the doors of Castlefield, the doors of Georgian Renovations, booking a design consultation is really the first step. The second step is then what you talked about earlier today, which was a design concept. Can you tell us a quick second about what a design concept is and what people can expect out of it? Because to me, it's just earth-shattering. When someone is trying to unleash their dream kitchen, unleash their dream home, they have an image in their mind, but they sometimes have, or I should say, they can sometimes explain what they want, but they often can't visualize. Not like you can, Michelle. I mean, you guys have this ability to visualize that I certainly don't have, and I know the average person doesn't have.
Well, and that's the scariest thing that, I've been doing this for over 20 years, probably getting close to 25, and people are scared because they don't know what it's going to look like. And that's sort of that's usually the reason why they don't move forward with their renovation. how many times have we both heard people saying that they're waiting 5, 10, 15, 20 years to do the renovation? Yeah. A lot of times it's fear. They don't know what it's going to look like. They don't know where to start. They don't know how much it's going to cost. And that's what, our design concept shows. It's actually a feasibility study. So what my team and I is, we basically come in, we measure your home, we draft your existing floor plans, we talk to you about what you want, what your renovation goals are, whether it's to make the home bigger, whether it's to make it more open concept, whether it's to add, an addition if you have if you're a growing family or whatever. And then we go back and we actually design that for you. And we do the floor plans for you. We then do a whole bunch of beautiful mood boards off of images that you've also shared with us so that we are really sort of getting the look that you want. And then we do renderings, sketches, hand sketches of what your space could look like. We also get an elemental budget as well, and a preliminary budget by a third-party estimator. So we really come back to you with all of those sort of questions answered. So now you have a starting point. My house could look like that. I could put this addition on. I could take down that wall, and it's going to cost me around this amount of money. And that really helps you put it into perspective of what you want to do and be able to move forward.
Beautiful, beautiful. Folks, that's what we recommend. Get yourself a design consultation. Click the link, head on over, book yourself a design consultation. Michelle, thank you again so much for your time. Another episode of Unleash Your Dream Kitchen, where we talked about lighting and backsplashes and how those are two critical elements to put your personality into your dream kitchen. Michelle, we'll see you on the next episode. Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks. Bye.